adore you. Hope of a life spent with you. And here I am to worship. Here I am to bow down. Here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. King of all days, also highly exalted, glorious in heaven above. Humbly you came to the earth you created, all for love's sake became Here I am to worship. Here I am to bow down. Here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether worthy, altogether wonderful to me. I'll never know how much it costs to see my sin upon that cross. I'll never know how much it costs to see my sin upon that cross. I'll never know how much it costs to see myself upon that cross. I'll never know how much it costs to see myself upon that upon the name of the Lord and be saved. Call upon the name of the Lord and be saved. Call upon the name of the Lord and be saved. Call upon the name of the Lord and be saved. Call upon the name of the Lord and be
Hello, everybody. Thank you for being on time. Even as we continue to read Being Jesus, this whole week is about worship. And when Pastor asked me to share this today, I say no problem, but I didn't realize it's on worship. This is a topic which I found it very difficult. Not because I have problem with worship, because it's something which I think many of us just alluded to just singing, praising, and dancing. So even as I was seeking and pondering what can I share, now suddenly there's a story came out 2 nights ago. So I quickly prepare everything. I will let you listen to a song in a while. Most of you, if you have attended Chinese church, maybe you have heard this story before. This is a very, very encouraging story from a lady from Taiwan. So that's why I titled today's sharing is When We Think We Can't Worship. Wait till I will share her life story to you, and her whole life is about worship. Yeah. So I'll stop sharing now and let Pastor play the song. The song is in Chinese, but I have used Google Translate, so you can read the English subtitles. But if you can understand Chinese, I think it's even more meaningful. Yeah, Pastor.
他不会说话，但是他有话要说。他不能唱歌，这是他想唱的一首歌。
如果我能完整唱一首歌，那将是对你的感恩和赞美。苦难中你给我安慰，彷徨时你给我智慧。虽然我不能开口唱一首歌，我却要对你献上真诚敬拜。每时刻你
This is the lyrics just now. I just give you a few seconds to read. She has cerebral palsy, if I pronounce it correctly.
Okay, cerebral palsy.
Cerebral palsy, the minute when she's born. Her name is Huan Mei Lian, sorry, Huan Mei Lian. To be precise, Dr. Huan Mei Lian. Okay, today I will just want to share about her story because you really see how she worshiped God as a lifestyle. And she's a painting. She's good in painting, and her PhD is in art from University of California, America. She's born with cerebral palsy. This is her painting, okay? It's basically her life story. Her father is a pastor, so that's her way of painting, you know, how the father prayed for her every day. The mother taught her mathematics, everything, but then she still go to school. And I think this picture paints 1,000 words. She was really bullied badly in the school. Okay, and she endured a lot when she was little. Even the neighbor told the mother that you might as well give her to the circus because this is where maybe she will get all the attentions. And when she was 14, the parent migrated to the US, and then this is where she enrolled into the college, and then her gifting or talent in painting was discovered. And one day, she thought of giving up, and then I think she went to a Christian university. And this is the word she found hanging on the wall of the university when she wants to give up. She wanted to give up everything. And the writing is very, very simple. Do not pray to have an easy life. Pray to be a strong person. I think that really changed her view of the world. And to cut the long story short, she struggled, and she was I wrote what she said, like most people when they type their dissertations, it's only 1 hour. Because of her condition, she has to spend half a day to write, you know, just 1 page. And last time, computer is still not so good, so she has to use typewriter. But then I think this has motivated her to be even stronger. I don't know when was this photo taken, and she has moved back to Taiwan after she got her PhD. And you can see, just not even in the video, you can see all her painting. Okay, I think this is the way that she expressed herself. Because she can't speak properly, if I'm not wrong, for people with cerebral palsy. They have speech problem. That's why she said, I can't sing, but I like singing, but I have difficulty to sing. That's why I write a song. And that's the song that we have heard of as well in the video. I think this is a very typical Chinese mindset that they pray for the bird so that to bring the praise and worship to God in heaven above. Okay, so if you remember the lyric just now, she just said that birds in the sky, those of you who can sing, could you please sing for me so that my praises can reach to our God the Father. And I pick out a few quotes from her, and it's very encouraging. She said that the Christian's faith is her strength, and this is where she found her shelter. No matter how cruel the world is, remember she is really an OKU. But the faith in Jesus Christ allowed her to find peace, and daily she drew strength and joy from this fountain. When she was young, when she was little, she was bullied because other people couldn't understand her. But yet, you know, she said she received unfair treatment, and yet the faith in Jesus Christ reminded her all the time that she must forgive. I think this is really, really powerful, you know, her statement, because of the unfair treatment of all the so-called sneer, all the criticism, all the hurting words that she had received and yet she chose to forgive them. And every time now she's become quite a so-called famous camp speaker. Okay, um, it's quite interesting because she can't talk properly. She can write a few words, and she has a secretary. Her secretary basically can translate whatever from her hand movement. So most of the time, at the end of the church camp, people will ask her, this is serious questions. What is the reason for you to leave? Very simple. She said, I'm cute and I'm lovely. I have a nice pair of legs. Again, I know that people with cerebral palsy, their legs are all twisted. And this is basically from what we read from the Bible. The Bible said that we are beautifully made by God. My parents love me. Remember, the father is a pastor, and then they have to suffer. And yet, she knew that the parent loved her so much. And she realized that, as we say all the time, count our blessings. She said, I can paint. That's why she paints all the while. And she can write articles because she still contributes to journals. Don't forget, she has a PhD in art. And this is really, really marvelous. She said that there are many lifestyles that I love. And God loves everyone, including me. And the question most people will ask her, do you think God is fair? And her answer is very clear-cut. I only focus and appreciate on what I have today. I do not look at what I lack. I think this is all her reasons. In fact, from the articles I read, she can list down 20, 30 reasons for her to live today. I think that put a shame on us sometimes. We can't even come down 10 reasons for that. Why I want to share a story, because even as we read today's reading, the first line is said that worship is an outward response of a loving, living, and referential relationship with God. I think, by no mistake, she has a loving, she has a living, and she really reveres God, and that relationship is really indescribable. Knowing her situations, today, like I said, that she is still teaching art in Taiwan. A lot of churches invited her to speak. Even the president of Taiwan has met her. So in a sense, when we talk about worship, I believe there are many people like her, but this is a living example how somebody do not look at what they lack, and yet they still worship God with her lifestyle. And she didn't given up everything. So what brought me to, like I said, share this story today. I encountered this song about 10 years ago. I still remember one night 10 years ago, I was quite down. I don't know how this song appeared. I don't know what was playing at that time. With the limited knowledge of Chinese word at that time, I just listened to it. It didn't hit me that hard at that time. But then something prompted me, because I want to search on the so-called author of these lyrics. And this, lo and behold, I found out, the story about Dr. Wong. To be honest, until today, I don't like to listen to this song, because every time I listen to this song, it brings tears to my eye. Because compared to what we have and what she lacks, I would say, and yet her faith is much, much stronger than us. Now, worship, even as we read, is proskuneo, if I can pronounce correctly in Greek. It is to kneel, to bow down, or to prostrate, in front of God. Now, in Psalms 51, David wrote, "You will not be pleased with sacrifices, or I will bring them. If I brought you a burnt offering, you will not accept it. The sacrifice you want is a broken spirit, a broken and repentant heart. Oh God, you will not despise." I believe this verse is reminding us God is looking at us who are vulnerable. God is looking at us who are broken in our spirit, and this is where He will come and restore us. Even I want to share, and end this sharing. When we talk about kneel down, when we talk about bow down, it is reminding us that we need to approach our Master at a close distance. There's no point you kneel down and somebody is miles away. You do not show your reverence to Him. And it is about submission. It means total surrender to our God. That to me is worship. Using Dr. Huang's as a living example. I believe since young, the day that she knew Jesus, she has submitted her life to Christ. She has approached and she has embraced Jesus every moment of her life. And this is where we can see truly a true worshiper. Now, just like last week, I will end with a question to be relevant to MCO, so that probably some of you have the answer and can provide to Pastor tomorrow. This was the last edition of Time magazine. I've given the link at the bottom. You can read this article after today. It's quite shocking. Say Christianity offers no answer about the coronavirus. It is not supposed to be. Okay. Just a reminder, this is not an anti-Christian article, but it is very, very interesting if you want to read that. So if you have the answer, probably you can give to Pastor tomorrow and we can just share over this weekend whether Christianity offers answer or not to coronavirus. Okay. So if you ask me again, why do I bring this up? Because I believe the answer will determine how we worship our God. Okay, so thank you for listening. Over to you, Pastor.